Hello everyone and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Chef Christy and it is time to get cooking. Today I am making one of my favorite things in all the world to eat, and it is soup. I love soup, and the soup that I'm making today is broccoli cheddar soup. I absolutely love it. It is so good. It is thick and creamy, cheesy, hearty and healthy. Oh, I just love this soup, and you can actually make this in like 30 minutes. It comes together really quick. Most soups, they do seem to just come together fast. And that's one of the reasons why I love to make soups, is because it just seems like you can whip a soup up in no time flat. But let me go over these ingredients with you. I've got them all laid out here. So let me go over them with you and walk you through step to step how to make this delicious broccoli cheddar soup. I'm using some fresh broccoli, and this is probably one large head. I'm going to cut this until it equals around 3 cups. Now you can use the frozen broccoli. I would just recommend finding the frozen broccoli that's cut into smaller pieces versus the large florets. It just seems to work better if your broccoli is cut into smaller pieces. Now I'm going to cut this onion in half and then give it a small dice. And then I also need around a half of a cup of a diced carrot. So I'm going to take these baby carrots here and just give them a small dice as well. Then I have 2 celery stalks that I will also dice. And then 2 garlic cloves, a half of a stick of butter, and 4 tablespoons of flour. And then I'm using 4 cups of chicken broth. But if you wanted to make this vegetarian, you could use vegetable broth. I have 1 cup of half and half. If you wanted to reduce your calories even more, you could omit the half and half, or you could just use milk instead. You could just use all broth, however you wanted to do that. It's up to you. Now for the cheese, I'm going to show you what I like to use is a blend of the shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and this is 1 cup. And then I like to use 8 ounces of this processed like velvetta cheese that I have cut into cubes. Now some people don't like to use the processed cheese, and that's fine. You just use 2 cups of the shredded cheddar cheese. I just personally like the creaminess that this processed cheese gives. Now I also have a half of a teaspoon of dried ground thyme, and then you will also need some salt and pepper to taste. The most time-consuming part of making soup is just the prep work. That's what takes the longest, I think. And I want to cut my carrots into a small dice because carrots actually are going to be the one thing that takes the longest to cook for them to get done. So I want to make them a small dice to make sure that they're done. We don't want crunchy carrots. So I've added my butter to a large soup pot, and we'll let that melt. Then I'm going to add my carrots, celery, and onions. And I'm going to let these cook in the butter for maybe 5 minutes, just until everything is starting to soften and the onions become translucent. So while my carrots and onions and celery are sauteing, I'm going to go ahead and start working on chopping up my broccoli. All right, so I'm not sure you can tell or not, but the vegetables are starting to soften, especially those carrots. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle in this flour. And that was 4 tablespoons of flour. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour in my chicken broth. And I'm also going to add my half and half. I'm going to go ahead and add my ground thyme. And then I'm going to add some black pepper. And a pinch of salt. All right, so I totally forgot to add the garlic. I should have added it with the sauteed vegetables. Sorry about that, guys. It happens to the best of us. I'm going to add it now. It's not the ideal time, but I guess it's better late than never. And now I'm going to add the chopped broccoli. And I'm going to bring this up to a boil. All right, so now I'm going to start adding this cheese. And I'm going to start with the processed cheese first. Just adding it a little bit at a time. And then I'm going to begin to sprinkle in this sharp cheddar. But again, anytime you use shredded cheese, just do a little bit at a time. Never dump all that cheese in at once or it can clump on you. Boy. Oh, this is so cheesy and creamy and delicious. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I just love it. I love soup. It's my favorite. This is absolutely delicious. I hope that you guys give this a try. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. God bless. And as always, I will see you soon with more recipes.